Now, as we know, social media can be a powerful tool. In many ways, it has been used to connect old friends, raise funds, and keep people in touch. Alphina Dubuya, a Washington, D.C. resident and a native of Sierra Leone, is founder of Morning Crew, a Facebook Live group that meets online to raise funds to feed homeless people around the world. Alphina joins me now to tell us more. Alphina, welcome for the first time on Africa 54.
Thank you for having me, Esther. Hello.
Now, this is a huge undertaking. I understand you've been feeding people here in Washington, D.C., as well as your native country of Sierra Leone.
Yes.
When did you start, and how were you able to quickly raise funds to be able to feed these people?
We started on October 13, 2016 as a Facebook video, just to start it off as a fellowship, prayers, and people started joining from all over the world as they do with Facebook. And one of our many objectives is to feed the homeless, and we just launched out into that in May 2018 with our very first international day to feed. So
you raise the funds from Facebook and people are contributing. How quickly do you get the money together, and how are you able to buy the food, and how many cities actually have you been able to reach?
In our first international day to feed, we ended up doing 8 nations, 16 cities as a total around the world, and the money was raised pretty much by word of mouth, people knowing each other. And then in the U.S. we registered as a 501c3, so that gives it an easier stream through online, our website and everything, for people to give electronically.
Okay, 8 nations. How many have you been able to, physically be present?
Physically, I was only present at the Washington, D.C. outreach in May. The rest were done virtually, meaning we had hosts who held it there, put together their team on behalf of the Morning Crew, wore our T-shirts, and in 24 hours we fed over 3,000 people.
Now, there's a lot of people, when we came from Africa, you don't think America has homeless people, but it's everywhere. It's, people
everywhere.
Go through challenges. What do you see when you see the faces of those people getting the food?
I see peace. For us, it's such a privilege to be able to give, and especially when we're wearing the banner of our faith, we are the hands and feet of who we say we represent, and which is for us is Christ Jesus. So that it's so important that we give, and we are fulfilled by giving, especially in the holiday season, Esther.
What are the other countries you're hoping to reach in your next, fundraising to feed the homeless?
Definitely those that joined us in May: Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Nigeria, England, which people are surprised there are homeless people there too, and any other. Cameroon is in my heart for this next one. And our next International Day to Give is on November 22nd here in DC and December 24th all over the world.
Good day, because it's Thanksgiving in America.
Yes,
so which places in DC are you going to be?
In Washington, D.C. on November 22nd, we're going to be at Franklin Park, which is at 15th and K Street. We're going to be at McPherson Park, which is a block away, and then we're going to be at a men's shelter in New York Avenue, Northeast.
And how much money are we talking about here? How many people, perhaps, are you going to be able to feed?
In DC, on average, we feed 400 to 500 per session. So on Thanksgiving Day, I can expect that number to be multiplied. So in terms of money, we're looking at thousands.
Where do you see yourself in the next maybe 2 years in terms of not just feeding them, but getting them to do something, or even clothing them? It's winter time, it's creeping in, and it's going to be cold here in DC.
It is, and part of our outreach, we do have a table where people are asked to bring used clothes and winter clothes and gloves and hats and things like that. In the next 2 to 3 years, Morning Crew, we see ourselves as being big hands-on in helping the homeless population around the world, where we are all represented, even to the extent of having shelters.
A big up for social media in
Definitely
some way. It's
a big
doing
up for
very
social
well.
media.
Thank you so much, Alphina.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you for having me.